you seeking guidance on your spiritual journey? Need help with a vexing problem? Missing a loved one and looking for answers? Look no further than Psychic Insights, a small trusted psychic service offering mediums, psychics, and spiritual coaching. This service is managed by Hollis Taylor, a gifted psychic medium, astrologer, and a compassionate coach. We are dedicated to helping you navigate your spiritual awakening. At Psychic Insights, we provide medium readings and psychic insight to help you plan for tomorrow and make choices for today. Find the support you need, compassionate grief coaching, and astrological insights to help you spiritually grow and transform. Our professional services include well-managed schedules, recorded sessions, and reliable psychic mediums ready to facilitate your transformational experience. Discover more at psychicinsights.life.
Welcome everyone. Hello.
Hi.
I hope you can hear us and see us in all the groups and all the places. Definitely broadcasting to all the places. So, hi, Brittany. Hi, Brittany. It's great to have you with us again. And we appreciate you commenting, letting us know you're here. Helps us get connected to your energy and help us be part of your event. Help us be part of this event. Great. Welcome, Brittany. We're glad you're here. Brittany Kilbreath is here from the group. And Sarah, oh, look, there's all kinds of people saying hello. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Sherry and Cynthia. Welcome, Nicole and Bree and Karen. Hi, Brooke. Wow, we got lots of people chiming in. Sophie, Erica, Melissa. Lots of Melissas. Wait a minute. Did I have like 3 Melissa? Okay. And then Amy, welcome.
Hello.
We're so glad you all are here. Welcome. This, of course, I'm Hollis Taylor. I'm the admin for the Psychic Medium group, and this, of course, is Sarah Redcrow right there.
Hi,
and
everyone.
Sarah Redcrow is going to. Sarah, why don't you tell me a little bit about how you became a medium and why you're here right now?
Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. I look forward to connecting you with your loved ones. So, as a child, I was able to hear spirits. They kind of sounded like whispered conversations that I was eavesdropping on, I guess. As I grew older, I kind of pushed that aside. But then, as I'm sure a lot of you during the COVID pandemic, it affected each of us differently, some more tragically than others. And unfortunately, I was one of the more tragic. So on November 26th of 2021, my oldest and only son tragically passed away from COVID complications. And at the time when it happened, I was devastated. I had him when I was 15, so he was all I knew. And at first, I was like a lot of people that when you lose someone, you're like, oh no, that's it. But I thought, you know what? No, I know I could hear spirits. So I learned how to say hello again. I just like to share. So this is my son. His name is Jonah. He was 20, so a month shy of his 21st. But he is the reason why I'm here today. I started out with automatic writing, and then I found the group Mediumship Communicating with the Dead, Grief, and Loss. And I found Hollis. And I did the discovery meeting, and Hollis explained to me how everything works and brought my son through. And then I started talking to Hollis and just saying how I was able to somewhat hear spirit and how I wanted to communicate better. And the best advice I got was trust in yourself and believe in yourself. And that has helped me so much. And being more in the group, and then I've also met so many other amazing mediums. Stacy Siegel Brickley is one of them, who, along with Hollis, I see as my mentors as well. But no, that is how I got into mediumship. I wanted to connect with my son, and then eventually over time, I wanted to help other people connect with their loved ones. And that's kind of what I'm here today. I want to help you say hello again and help your loved ones say hello back. So thank you for trusting me in doing this for you.
That's so beautiful, Sarah.
Thank
I like
you.
to listen to your story. Um, just because isn't it profound how when some tragic, terrible thing happens, how when we come through the other side, some beautiful thing comes of it. Almost like from the pile of shit grows a flower.
Right?
Um I'm just gonna say, I think that's pretty powerful. So if you're right now feeling like you're in a big pile of crap, shit, I think it's okay for me to say that word. Um, know that maybe a flower is gonna grow out for you, because I know that's what happened to me, and that is often the story of anyone that has lost someone that they really care about. Did you ever notice that? That's the story of a lot of mediums.
Yep.
Yeah, so hang in there, hang in there, and know that it's not all bad. I'm trying to turn off my fan, um, so that we can stop hearing it blow. But yeah, so it's not all bad, and it will turn out good in the end, or at least something good will come out of it. But can't go back and fix it, but something good will grow out of it. There'll be some flower. So I'm glad you're here, Sarah. So I think your format is that you're gonna allow spirit to come through you and see who it matches with, right?
Yes.
So my friend, so what that means is it's super important for you to say, I think this might be me. And even if two or three people say, yes, might be me, that's okay, because we'll focus in on each one of you and see who it belongs to. Okay. And it doesn't mean that Sarah won't, if Sarah starts reading for, someone else, doesn't mean that she won't also read for you. So don't bail on us. Um, don't give up. So just stay with us, stay tuned. And Sarah, I give the stage to you.
Okay. So I'd like to kind of jump in to just bringing your loved ones through. I can feel them waiting. It's so one of the things that I also want to say before I start is my son helps me. So again, like I said, he's the reason I'm here, but he's also a huge part of it. He helps guide your loved ones to me so I can give them and you messages and connect you together. So one unique thing that I noticed too is a lot of times spirit likes to come in with music, whether it be a favorite song of theirs or a shared song, and then sometimes the message is in the lyrics. So I do encourage anyone who I do, if their loved one brings a song through to them and they're not quite sure where that song comes from, I do encourage you that maybe after, take a moment, look it up on YouTube and just listen. 9 times out of 10, there's a message for you. So with that, um, I do have a spirit stepping forward, and how they're letting me know that they're here is I keep on hearing, Annie, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Um, you've been touched by a smooth criminal. So I really feel that this spirit, I'm I'm getting the sense that this is a shared special song. I'm just going to ask if they'll step a little bit closer so I can describe them to you. So it's a younger gentleman. I would say the hairstyle that he's showing me, I want to say that maybe he might have passed in around the 80s, maybe early 90s. I see kind of the mullet look, but his hair has a little bit of curl. It's a lighter brown. He's wearing a t-shirt. It looks like it's a stressed out t-shirt. So he said, hey, it was my favorite. At one point, the t-shirt, it's white. It had sleeves, but over time, the sleeves were ripped off. So they're kind of a tank top. He has a little baby mustache going on. His eyes are blue. He's got a wonderful personality, kind of jokingly. He's wearing jeans, and I see him in like white runners. They're kind of like off-white because he wore them all the time. I really felt like he liked the rock and roll, like, you know, sorry. He's showing me him kind of like doing air guitar and like drumming. He was just always on the go, you know. Can anyone take him?
So you guys just comment up if you know who this is or you think it might be somebody you know.
So another piece of evidence that he is showing me, I see an older truck. I believe it was a Ford. It's almost like a light, kind of in between robin's egg blue and baby blue. And on the side panels, I can see like the white stripe. I feel that this was a vehicle that might have been passed down to him, but he was sure grateful to get it. I keep on hearing Sweet 16. No, okay.
It could have been their favorite time of their life, by the way. Just saying.
Yes.
Doesn't mean that they passed away at 16. It could be that they they could have passed away at 20 something and that was just their favorite. That was like the prime of their life.
I do feel that maybe he might have got this vehicle when he turned 16. Sorry, I should have brought that. You know, I'm just going to ask him to show me his age when he passed, because sometimes spirits do like to come in younger. So he wasn't very old when he passed. I would put him mid-20s. I do hear the name Robert and Bobby. So I'm not too sure if his given name was Robert and people called him Bobby or Bob.
Does that resonate for anyone? This Bobby person? Speak up now. Otherwise, we might move on.
I am being made aware that he might have a sister in the group. I keep on hearing.
Oh, Rebecca is saying that she's not sure because a lot of things match, like the gray Ford pickup mullet, white tank top drummer, but he was 49.
Okay. So he's kind of stubborn. Like, he keeps on showing me his younger years. When you did mention an older age, I did get a kind of a hint of that. Would your person when he was older, did he work in a business where he had to wear like a business suit, like not something fancy, but I would all like put him kind of in sales, and I keep seeing cars, so I'm not too sure if it had something to do with selling cars. So I'm being shown like a showroom, different cars. I'm not talking fancy cars, but just this. Can anyone take? Okay, wait for it.
Hold on. Yeah, you got it for a second.
Okay.
Said no, he was a cement finisher, but I bet he wore a uniform.
Sorry.
She said no, he was a cement finisher, but I bet he wore a uniform. So, like, I'm betting, I'm saying that she said that he was a cement.
Okay. Well, he just wants to say for his loved one, I made it safe. I'm okay. Um, so again, I'm getting a strong sense that there might have been a sister, because he just says, I'm okay, kiddo. I made it. I made it. I'm okay. So right now, I'm just going to ask him to step aside and allow another spirit to come through. And if anyone does resonate, I have no problem bringing him back for you, okay?
Hi, Nikki.
So I do have a little boy coming through. I am quite sure that he was a child when he passed. Um, oh, he's so cute. His hair, it's kind of a little bit longer. It was kind of midway between dark brown and light brown. He's got these big expressive eyes, these chubby cheeks. I would have put him between the ages of 3, not quite 4 years old yet. Oh, baby. So he's showing me him wearing these little red shorts, and he's got a light blue tank top, and I see the character Bluey, that cartoon with the dog on the front. Um, so the light blue shirt, and then on the cuffs of the shirt, it's a darker blue with a red band around it. A lot of times he would have, it would look like he was blushing, but his cheeks were kind of like that rosy color. He is showing me what it looks like as a splash park. I see other kids running around, and he's holding out, it looks like he has a lollipop. It's red, and he's holding it out, and I can see someone, I see their hand like as to reach for it. I can't see them. I do believe it is a woman. Can anyone resonate with this young boy?
So it's a little boy at a water park, right? In the
Yes.
United States, we call them water parks, but I know you're calling it
Oh.
a splash park. So just in case, just for a little interpretation there. A water park, and he has a short brown hair, chubby
Yeah, his
cheeks.
hair was a little bit on the longer side, so it would come not quite to his jawline. He did have pretty like chubby cheeks, and they're rosy red, I feel, most of the time. So he's showing me another memory, and I can see like a couch behind him. The couch, almost looks like a light gray. I see a coffee table, and I see it looks like one of those like little toddler plates that have the dividers, and I see like it looks like Cheerios, and I see the grapes cut in half. And he says, "My mama took good care of me." And I believe his passing was quite sudden. Well, any child's is really. Um, I do believe it was an illness. It just happened so very quickly. Can anyone resonate? Does this little boy belong to you? Is what I want to know.
No one said anything yet. You got to speak up, otherwise we won't go deeper. So if you haven't lost a boy, or you don't know anyone that's lost a boy.
He is showing me that there's an older woman with him in spirit. I'll just give her a quick description. So with her, I would place her maybe 60s, not quite 70 years old yet. Her hair was shorter. It was starting to go white, but it's more peppered. Her hair was, I would honestly put it between like an auburn brown. She wore glasses. Her glasses are wire framed. I see that. So the outfit that she's showing me, her shirt is a blouse, and it looks kind of beige color, and I see like flower designs on it. She's wearing they look like a light mauve. That's the color I hear, mauve pants. She's wearing white I keep you know that shoe, that Toms, I think they're called.
I don't know. I don't know about the shoes.
Some-
But Erica said that I'm wondering if the child that you brought through could be showing their favorite time of life, which is a common thing that spirits do. My son passed, but he wasn't that young, she says. And then she said, my son is buried next to my grandma. Does this sound, Erica, does it sound like your grandma that he could be trying to validate through?
So just she's showing me, the older lady, she has a watch on. It is gold. The band is more delicate, so not thick like a man's. The face of it, so sorry, I'm just trying to describe this properly for you. In the face of this watch, it looks pearlized, but it's a deeper purple. She is showing me that she does wear a ring, and it looks like one of those family rings with the different family stones.
She said that her and her grandmother her son and her grandmother come together often. They probably have some sort of soul contract or something. Yeah.
Erica, when your son was older, did he keep his hair more shorter? So I see it kind of close to his head, short, but the top of it was slightly a little bit longer, and there was like a little bit of bangs, but not how mine are, but shorter. Sorry.
Sounds like she had a watch like what you were describing, but she rarely wore it. But that's okay if she had one like similar to that. And Erica's saying yes to the hair thing.
Okay. Did he kind of like the skater style, like more of the baggy pants? So I'm seeing how he's showing me. He was like thin, lanky is what I'm hearing. He is showing me him wearing like an oversized black t-shirt. I feel like there was some kind of writing, almost like a band t-shirt. I can't really make it out. And then I see him wearing like a long sleeve shirt underneath the t-shirt.
Yeah, it sounds like skater style. All right.
So he's showing me a skateboard, but I feel like he might have just been kind of figuring it out. But he spent a lot of time at skate parks. You didn't really like him at those skate parks. Like, you, not that you didn't want him around there, but I got the feeling he was saying that my mom always tried to make me wear a helmet and I felt dorky. Would you be able to take this?
Sounds like everything else is matched.
Okay, I do feel that I do have
On a skateboard and fixing his bike. She said, yeah, she always wanted him to wear a helmet. Yeah, of course, because you're a smart mom.
right.
Yeah.
He's showing me at one point, did you try to make him wear elbow pads and knee pads? Because he's showing me and he has like this helmet and the elbow pads and the knee pads. And he's saying, she tried to make me go out like this with the guys. And I left the house in this, but I didn't keep it on. He's like, sorry, Mom. He's just wanting to say that he's very thankful for everything that you've done for him. He said, I know that, you know, in my teenage years, he goes, I wasn't always pleasant. But then he shrugs. He's like, what teen is? And it's funny. He's kind of like looking at my son. He's like, hey, bro, my son's 20, but he looks young. But, oh, sorry. When he was younger, yes, he passed. He just wants to let you know that, you know, I know it's been very hard and emotional for you, as it natural to be, but he's still with you. Do you for his, so I'm just gonna ask, was his birthday around Christmas? I see a Christmas tree, but I also see like a birthday cake. And oh, that's cute. He's letting me aware that you still get him a cake and a present. And he says that he wants to say thank you for honoring him still, and still
Look at that.
Heart. Oh, he
Celebrated Christmas with a cake. That
he
is great.
says,
Wow.
Mom, I appreciate you so much, and he's there with you. And he goes, you're just the best. Sorry, he's just sending you so much love and hugs.
It's beautiful, Erica. Beautiful, beautiful reading, Sarah. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Honestly, I know how it is being a mom in this situation, and I just want to send you my heartfelt love and light. I just want you to know that, you know, your son is still very much around you. And he goes, my mom. So he just wants to express that at first he was scared that that he wouldn't be still included, but he goes, my mom makes sure that I'm included. I'm not forgotten. And honestly, and honey, you would never be forgotten. But he just says she's the best mom. Please know that. You're the best mom. Okay? He's like 10 times best mom, slam dunk. I hope you understand that reference. Just gonna tell him thank you for coming through.
Missy is saying it's absolutely beautiful. So much love. Erica says, I love you, son. Thank you so much. Love and light to you too. Sweetness.
Oh,
I'm
thank
sure that
you.
was helpful for you, Erica. Be validated. That's a lot of validation for you. Good job. Well done, Sarah.
Thank you. Just gonna see if I can bring anyone else through. So I'm just letting everyone know. The first spirit, Robert, popped in, and he was just saying, "Does anyone recognize me yet?" He's got a personality, like. So again, with this,
You might want to just recap
I'll
the
just
tip.
give a quick
Yeah.
rundown. So how he was showing me when he first came in. Again, he comes in with that song, Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? He was wearing a white t-shirt. At one point, the sleeves got ripped off, so he made it into a tank. He's wearing blue jeans, white running shoes that he wore all the time. They're scuffed up. They're not pretty anymore. He has mullet style hair. His hair was kind of curly, more so at the bottom. It was kind of a between like a light brown, darkish brown. He had a thin mustache, blue eyes. He liked to. He was really into rock and roll, like air guitar, drumming. He does show the older Ford model truck. It's like kind of a mix between like a robin's egg blue and a baby blue, and there's white side paneling. He's also letting me know that he did spend a lot of times like outdoors. And he loved driving that truck. So he's showing me that when he pulled out of his driveway, I do believe that he did live in the country area. So I see a long driveway, and when he pulls out, he just likes to hit it. So like dust blowing back. I'm just going to ask him one more time if he can show me the age that he passed. So I would put him older than what he was showing me. So when he first showed me, I would put him in early to mid 20s. He was average height, average build. When he was older, I do see that his hair was slightly thinning, especially on top. He wasn't quite bald, but it was thinning. He pats his belly. He's like, I wasn't as thin as I used to be. He is wearing, it looks like a suit. I want to say kind of like a business suit. I do feel that maybe he worked somewhat in sales, or he was a boss. I do see it looks like a sales floor, and I do see cars around. So I'm not saying that, that was his job, but that's what he's showing me. Can anyone resonate with him?
I don't think we have anybody quite yet.
Okay, well, I'm going to just
Sorry,
ask him
Bobby.
side, and I do have another lady come through. She's very petite. She's Asian. Her hair she keeps it curled. It looks like little tight curls, so it would make her hair look shorter. I would put her between maybe late 70s, 80s when she passed. So she's wearing a longer sleeve t-shirt, blouse. The pattern on the blouse, it almost reminds me of like kind of like a paisley. So those like kind of more vintage green and purples in this blouse. Her pants that she is wearing is a darker brown. She did wear it looks like a sweater vest, and I she would keep the little packs of tissue in her pocket. She does wear glasses. Her glasses are more like rounder framed. They do have a chain on the side, so when she took them off, they would just kind of hang there. She is showing me her in a kitchen, and how I see it, it looks like she's rolling. Um, she's letting me know that she was known for her cooking, and she would like to teach her grandchildren. She's showing me different stages of granddaughters specifically. Oh, hi, Malene. Can you take?
Melanie,
I'll just.
maybe. I don't know
Okay.
if she can take everything else. She just said that she's a petite Korean lady.
Okay. So she is showing me. I do believe she also had grandsons too, but she is focusing in this memory of granddaughters that it was important to pass down her teaching, so her cooking, um, just yeah, she just keeps on saying teachings and like going like this, kind of like mushing them all together. So she's showing me it looks like she's making spring rolls. So I see her putting the rice paper in the water and then laying it flat and putting this it looks like she's telling me it's julienne cut. You had to cut it thinly, the vegetables. And she's showing me how she would roll them. She's also showing me, and I feel this might be important. She has a necklace. It's a light gold chain, and the pendant, it's round and it gold inlay, but there's like jade, or like little jade stones in this, and they kind of go. It's like a pattern, so it goes around, and then they go coming inwards, and in the middle there's like a ruby in the middle, but there's jade around it. Would anyone be able to take this?
Oops, I was muted. um, so it looks like I'm pretty sure you're matched with Melanie, because Melanie said that she loved cooking, and we just got her egg rolls down a year before her passing.
Oh,
So that sounds like that was pretty important, to get the egg rolls down. So it sounds like the whole cooking thing that you went into was pretty accurate. And, keep going, or you can also bring through the message. I would say she also wore a jade necklace, but she said there's no ruby. But sometimes, um I don't know. Sometimes we see stuff a little bit differently than what was. I don't know why. So she did wear a jade necklace.
so when your mom, when she would like to explain things, because how she's showing me, she's like pointing, like as if when she was explaining, as if the board was right there, and she's like, "Okay, like do this way." She did have a very gentleness about her, but she could be stern. No nonsense, but she had this just she's such a good person.
Mm-hmm. So she's also saying, I believe it's her. She has a goosebumps. I'd say that's a yes, Melanie. Me, goosebumps always mean yes. You're on the right track. So
I'll just see if your mom has any messages for you. So she is asking, and I believe that you will understand this. She's asking you, Melanie, why are you doing it like this? I taught you this way, and you're being stubborn doing it this way. She's not really being specific at what she's meaning by this. Um, did she like to kind of go up to you and like, I see her like tweaking your cheek, like not in a mean way, but a sign of affection. She just wants to say that, she goes, she's stubborn, but I love her. I couldn't ask for a better daughter. Okay, so I'm glad because like I was like, I don't know if I should say it like that, but I'm just gonna, I hope you understand what she meant by her asking you why you're doing it this way and not the way she showed you. But she's also shows that little bit of affection, like she's a good girl. She's a good girl. She'll get it. She is mentioning that again. She says you're a good girl. She'll get it, but your headstrong. She does love you, and she's with you. She does say sometimes just listen to my advice. And I do think she means like advice that she did give you beforehand. She she's so cute, but so she's kind of like looking, and she's as if she's like looking for you to be like, okay, you get it. And then she's like, hey, she's like, I love you. She's blowing kisses, and she just left. So I hope that message did bring you some joy. She does love you so much. Please know that. Like, she was really abrupt, but I did feel the love for you. Let's see if I have anyone else.
all right. Well done, Sarah. I'd say that was pretty special for you there. Melanie, you're welcome, Melanie. She's like always, she always thank you, thank you.
Oh,
She's pretty much saying thank you a lot. She's in the group, so the messages come through slightly different.
oh.
She's saying thank you. You're very welcome, Melanie. We're glad that you were able to get a little mini reading. Of course, these are just little mini readings. Sarah goes into way more detail, and of course, the
Oh.
reading when you get a private reading for an hour, there's more detail and more connection and more interaction. You can ask questions and things like that.
Oh, exactly. And I just want to let everyone know when I do my readings, I like to do it as just a conversation. That's one thing, again, all has taught me, because when I first started out, I was doing the, okay, say yes or no. And it was kind of frazzling. So I do like just doing the conversation. It makes everyone relax. You relax, me relax, your loved ones. So I do have another gentleman stepping forward. I would put him later 40s, almost going into his 50s. He's quite tall. I would put him about 5'12". He was a little bit more on the heavier side. I see him with a mustache. His mustache was kind of thicker, kind of reminds me of like Mario, but I think that's just my son chiming in. He's a Mario fan. So this gentleman, he still has like quite a good head of hair. His hair is darker. I would put it at a very dark brown. Um, he had bushy eyebrows. He liked to laugh. You know, I'm seeing the memory that he's showing me. He's showing me he liked to barbecue. He's wearing this apron that says "Kiss the Chef." And then I feel that he had a lot of different kind of funny little aprons, because he also is showing me another one where it has like the bikini woman on the front. So it kind of make the body of the bikini woman look, but it would be like his head, if that makes sense. Um, he is showing me that one of his hobbies that he enjoyed was making his own IPAs. So he brew his own beer.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
He liked to he was just an everyday kind of guy. Like, he wasn't afraid to, if he saw his neighbor, he'd be like, "Hey, like, how you doing?" Would anybody be able to take this gentleman?
Yeah, just comment, speak up, let us know. Um, let us know if this resonates for you.
Another thing he is
So,
showing me. Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say that there's a person in the group that keeps begging for a reading. It's
Okay.
fine, James. But the thing is, James, is that Sarah's doing spirit led, and so what that means is that she's just bringing through. So it's best to listen and see if anything matches with someone that you know from the other side. Go ahead, Sarah.
So the one thing with this gentleman too is when he would laugh, he would put his head back, mouth open, teeth showing. And another descriptive about him, his nose was a little bit more rounder. He's saying that he was really known also not only for his like IPAs, but like his ribs, his barbecuing. He's showing me he does have a smoker. So he's showing me him making his own. He said he had his own secret rub for his ribs. Okay. So at the moment, I'm just going to ask him to step aside just for a second, because I do have a woman stepping forward. I feel like it's important. Oh, and by the way, this first gentleman, he is very polite, because as soon as she was there, he goes, "Oh, okay." He goes, "Here you go, darling." So he's ushering her in. So this lady, I am seeing her. She was thin. She had straight hair. It came to her shoulders. I would put it kind of like a strawberry blondish. Um, she had a thin nose, more deep set eyes, higher cheekbones. Um, she was kind of shy, nervous. She's just saying, "Oh, hi." Um, how she's showing me, she's dressed in jeans. She's wearing a light purple t-shirt. I do believe she was a smoker. She kind of had this like nervousness about her. Um, I would put her maybe like mid 40s. So when she comes closer to me, I kind of see like around her mouth, she kind of had those like a little bit of the lines forming. She's also showing me that in life she had a dog. This dog looks kind of like a pit bull breed. It's gray, white muzzle. Its ears were cropped. She also shows me that she has two cats. One was like a white, and one it'll almost like a dark gray tabby. the gray tabby had this big fluffy tail. Would anybody be able to take her?
Not yet, but what I will say, Sarah, is that somebody in the group is saying that the guy that you were channeling before sounds like her uncle. She's not aware that he brewed, but he might have.
Okay. Would your uncle like give you a thumbs up if like he was like, so it's funny. I have the woman and then I see him kind of going around her like this with the like, yeah, you got me. So I'm just like kind of like getting both of them. So again, I'm just gonna quickly say with the lady, her eyes. So from far away, they look like a darker brown, but when you got closer and if the light hit them a certain way, they looked lighter than what they were. So I honestly would say she had hazel eyes because most hazel eyes can do that light shifting. I do see her. So she's sitting. It looks like she's sitting on a front porch, and she just has like it's not any kind of special lawn chair or anything. I just believe it was a chair that she would bring out from her kitchen. I feel that she did like to write, and I can't really get if she was writing poetry or just journaling, or she just seemed like she was always writing like lists, and she does kind of have like not a nervous personality, but I feel like she was kind of like on the go. So like how I see her sitting and she's kind of like doing this like bouncing, I can see her foot bobbing. So I think this might have been kind of like a thing for her.
Hold on. Mm-hmm. Okay, so there's two people. Trisha says it kind of sounded like her mother, but not everything is matching. She had very high energy and she was constantly on the go. And then also at the same time, Brittany in the group is saying this sounds like my dad's cousin. She passed away a few years ago. Okay,
Would
Brittany.
either of you be able to so I keep hearing the word Dawn, the name. I do believe it's like the DON, the like man, not DAWN. So with her, I'm just gonna see if she has anything else that she'd like to show me that would help connect her. So she is showing me the inside of her kitchen. She had kind of like a oval shaped wooden table. I do see like a cribbage board, and I can see other people sitting around. I can't really see what they look like, but I do believe that she would host like nights where people would come over for cards or again, she was a smoker. She is letting me know that most times she would be outside, but on these occasions, she would just open the windows and have a fan. So, like, just so she said, so my guests don't have to get up and down, up and down. Would either of you be able to take this?
Brittany, does this sound like your dad's cousin? Or the other person who was Trisha? Trisha says it's not her mother.
Okay. I didn't
So
really
I'm wondering if it's Brittany's.
So when she would talk, um, I kind of feel like she had kind of like more of a gravelly
Uh,
voice, like not. I would put it more like a smoker's voice, if that makes sense.
Here we go. She passed away just before Dawn. That's the only
Oh.
connection to a Don. But Don could be wrong. It could be Donald. It could be something that starts with a D. Um, and my dad and her grew up playing cards with her family. So the cards thing sounds like it matches really well.
So I do feel like I'm being drawn more to Brittany. Um, would you be able to take her age of passing? I would put her kind of like later 40s. I would say just kind of entering into her 50s. She was very thin.
She said near the end, yes.
So the message that she is wanting to say is that, was her passing related to her habit of cigarettes? Because she just wants to express that, she's sorry. She wished that she would have listened more, but she goes, it was a habit. She is saying that she made it safely. Oh, okay.
It's hard to say. Brain cancer, we don't really know what causes it. But, nicotine could cause it. I could see that. I could see that being true.
She's just letting you know that, she made it safely. She goes, it's so beautiful here.
Oh, Brittany said she did have lung cancer. Look at this. She says, sorry, I was just trying to get it up for you. She had lung cancer that spread to her brain.
Okay. Okay.
See what I mean? See what I mean? How the two can be connected. So smoking cigarettes, regardless, doesn't always have to go to the lungs, but often does, but doesn't always have to. And you can see there spread to the brain. So that's unfortunate.
She is
Well
just
done,
saying
Sarah.
that, oh, thank you. She's just saying that, she made it safely. She wants to thank each and every one of her family members who were there for her. And, just she said that I know it was hard for them to see me sick, but they never showed it. Like, you guys, just that morale of trying to uplift her spirits meant the world. She loves each and every one of you so very, very much. She's saying this personally to you, Brittany. She goes, oh, look at her. She's beautiful. And it's cute. She's like, I knew her when she was like little. You know how we all do that when you're little. And now she's grown up, and she goes, she's beautiful. And she goes, I love you so much, honey. With
So,
that.
interesting. Brittany's saying even the message resonates because Brittany smokes. And Brittany's trying to quit. So, Brittany, I wish you all the luck in quitting. Try cinnamon sticks. I was able to kick it with that and a little bit of cannabis. So just give it a try, Brittany. Smoking cannabis is not better for the lungs, but often it doesn't trigger you to smoke quite as often, and it can kind of be a middle ground. It's a little easier to come off of the nicotine, in my opinion. It was easier for me to put down. So just saying, Brittany, good luck with quitting. I know it's hard, but I think you might be right, Brittany. I think I think she might be trying to give you a message right now.
And also, I know it sounds ridiculous, but try chewing on mint leaf. I know no one wants to chew mint leaf, but I used to smoke too, and I don't anymore. I was fortunate to be able to just quit, but even just like regular chewing gum, you got this, Brittany.
That's why I
Yeah.
used to chew on the little licorice stick or a cinnamon
Oh
stick
yeah.
is really helpful. Yeah. So, but going back where you were before, Sarah, Stephanie said he was very polite. The guy who kind of stepped out of the way for the woman that just came through, and
Oh.
he would give a thumbs up. And his grandson is also doing that so much right now. He's obsessed. Like his grandson keeps doing thumbs up, and I could totally laughing because my grandson would do something like that. My uncle also liked silly aprons and silly shirts and loved those kinds of jokes.
Oh,
Um,
that's
that's what the whole
beautiful.
message says. Those kinds of jokes. Yeah. So that's sounds like you're right on point. Well done. I just want to give a shout out to a couple people that have just arrived, started tuning in. This is Sarah Redcrow at Psychic Insights, and I'm Hollis Taylor, the host of Psychic Insights. And essentially, Sarah's just given little tidbit readings, a demonstration of mediumship. So far has been spot on all the way through, and Sarah's just bringing messages through from whatever spirit pops up to her, and then bringing it through for you, and then your job is to listen and pipe in so we can match the spirit to the person. And so that's kind of how this works. T Marie, I see you on YouTube. So I just wanted to clue you in on how the free readings work here with Sarah Redcrow. Psychic Insights, we do regular broadcasts every week. You'll find all sorts of mediums broadcasting, and it could be Sarah Redcrow, it could be other mediums, and just catch our live broadcasts. We try to announce them, and so you should be able to see that on YouTube. I'll try to make sure they're announced so you can see them, and just going to suggest that you tune in as we go forward, or of course you can book a private reading with Sarah. So Sarah, do you have any more energy for any more, or how are we doing?
I think I can do a couple more.
Okay.
So, just before, mm, Brittany, before your or Stephanie, sorry, I'm horrible with names. Forgive me, but with Stephanie, so your uncle is showing me his grandson. So the memory he's showing me, I see a little boy with him. He's looks to be about maybe like he's petite, so it's kind of hard to see, but I would put him between like maybe 5 to 7 years old. He's he says he's scrawny, but his hair is kind of kept shorter. It's like a little bit messy. It's like a really like a dirty blonde, and I see him. Your uncle like ruffles his hair. He's like, oh, he's like, and he says he calls him a little scamp, but he goes he'll grow up to be a fine young man. Um, he just wants he's asking you to give his grandson a hug from grandpa. I'm not too sure if he would refer himself as Grampy, or if that's maybe a word his grandson or grandchildren might have called him, but I just heard give him a hug from Grampy. And he's also thanking you for jumping on so he could like say hello. He's a really good soul person. Uh, he's just saying he goes thank you for bringing me live, but I gotta go now, so I'll see you. I'll catch you later. I send all my love to all my family. It's funny because I think he's a little bit shy to be live. He's a great personality, but I get this feeling that he's like it clicked in that he's like, oh wow, he's like, wait, there's everyone here. So he goes, I gotta go. So I'm gonna leave you with that and thank him.
That's funny you say that, Sarah, because I always try to remind people that, like, if you're begging and pleading for a spirit to come through and they don't, you might need to get a private reading, because some spirits won't come in a live broadcast like this. They won't. they don't want to, especially if they were private people or they have private messages for you. So if there's any chance of that, just be aware of that. And you might need to schedule a private reading. It's self-care. It's like scheduling a massage.
Right.
And at least with Psychic Insights, that we're trustworthy and that everybody's here to support you and you're not getting ripped off. Don't send your money to some person on a messenger that you don't even know. It's asking for a gift or whatever. Just don't do that. They're doing that so that they can get your money and then they don't have to follow through. We're a professional service, so we want to follow through. We want you to be happy, and that's our goal.
And, thank you for saying that, Hollis, because, a lot of times before I am here doing this for everyone, I would be on your side and I would be just wishing and wishing and wishing, like, for my son to bring a message. And my son doesn't like doing lives. It was actually Stacy. I caught one of her lives and she said, "Is it okay if I private message you?" After she said, "My son came through, but he has more to say." And that's when I found out that, a lot of times, spirit, they're still them.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true, Brittany. Very, very true.
It's a massage for your soul. I agree, Brittany.
Yes.
That's pretty accurate. Yeah.
So I do have an older man coming through. He was very tall. So I'm putting him 6'2", 6'3". Like, he was tall, he was thin. So how he has a really like sharp jawline. His eyes were really deep set, high cheekbones. He was losing his hair on top, but I see on the side, he has thin lips. His features were really angular, he has a great smile. He's letting me know that, a lot of times people would kind of shy away from him because where his features were so like, he goes, I was told I didn't look approachable, but he's really kind. How he's showing me, because where he is so tall and he's saying that he kept his height even when he got older. I would put him, I want to say like mid 80s when he passed. Again, he is showing me, so the 3-piece suit. He's showing, it looks kind of like a steel gray suit, and then I can see like the dress shirt, which was white, and then like the vest kind of looks more of a maroon color. And he's showing me his dress shoes. He kept them really shiny. I do believe he does mention grandchildren. So in the memory he's showing me, I see a little girl. She has really fine blonde hair, like natural, almost that white blonde. She is wearing a white dress. I feel that how he presented himself in the suit, and I'm seeing her dressed up. So the white dress, the collar comes like a little bit high and it's ruffled. And this dress has a bunch of ruffles. I feel that I keep on hearing First Communion. So that's first, I believe it is a church. So this would have been
It's a Catholic. It's a Catholic event.
Thank you.
So, hi, Crystal. Welcome. Just let us know if anything resonates.
So he's showing me that when he was younger, he worked on a farm. So I'm seeing him out in the yard, and he's wearing it looks like overalls, jean overalls, and I see him with like a pitchfork, and he's like pitching hay. There was some horses, and I believe this was like a full working farm, so horses, cows, chickens, all that. Um, this memory that he's showing me, I would put him maybe in his 30s. You know, um, he is showing me a woman with him too. I believe that this would have been his wife at the time. So the era that I see this images, I want to put it like maybe 1940s, 1950s. Um, just by the style of his wife's outfit. So with her, she has her hair. It's I feel it might have been a little bit longer than how she styled it, and her hair is kind of like a honey blonde color. The bangs kind of go to the side like this, and it goes out, and then it's flipped under. She is wearing, it looks like the color is like a dusty rose dress. It has like a black belt, and the the collar, it's, I'm so horrible at trying to describe outfits from eras, but it goes straight across, and it just kind of sit on her shoulders. She was known for like kind of wearing pearls. I see her, and she has this like little box hat, and she's wearing the little white gloves, and it looks like she's going, I keep on hearing bridge, ladies bridge, and ladies auxiliary. Where he was more,
Can we do like a recap so we can bring it all together?
oh yes, sorry. Um, so for him, he was quite tall, and he's like letting me know that even when he was younger and when he got older, he was still very tall. Um, his features are very like angular, deep set eyes. His hair would have been, honestly, it's weird. It's like it looks almost like a mousy brown, that color. I do believe he had a granddaughter who had really almost white blonde hair when she was younger. I'm not too sure if when she grew up, if the hair remained that same color. His wife had like a almost strawberry blonde, honey colored hair. Um, I He's
If
really
anything
showing me.
resonates, if anything resonates, please speak up. Go ahead.
I do feel that like church was a big thing for him. Like he was a hard worker, but Sundays were church. Holidays was church. He is showing me him sitting in a living
The little
room.
girl, and it sounds like Catholic, right? Because
Yeah,
the little girl
I hear First
was
Communion.
first communion, so it's probably a Catholic family, maybe.
He is showing me, so the style of living room, it looks like an older, like just but judging by the type of furniture. So they had like the TV that was smaller, like the box TV. It had like the little legs that it stood on. I'm seeing him sitting in a high back chair, and I can see the little girl. There's also a little boy. His hair color looks the same as this gentleman's. The little boy is in the jean overalls, and I see his wife sitting, it looks like a rocking chair. She has a baby that she's holding in his arm, and he's reading from the Bible.
Okay. Well, Christy, I want to say that Brittany says that it resonates for her, but I'm not sure because I wasn't related to him. You don't have to be related, Brittany. No, absolutely not have to be related. Never. Spirits around us are not necessarily are not necessarily they're sometimes connected to us for other reasons, maybe through friends or for other reasons. Shoot, I have drag queen spirit guides, so just yeah. Sometimes you
What?
don't even have to know them.
So Brittany, would you understand? So, because he keeps on bringing me around to the church, I feel that I almost want to say that he might have been a pastor. I do
She's
know that
saying
he. Oh,
she's
sorry. Go
saying
ahead.
that it might have been a resident of hers. Using that language, I'm gonna guess she's some sort of nurse or something. Do you work in like a nursing home or something? Because we called in a nursing home, a person that lives in a nursing home is called a resident of
Okay.
mine, but the description of the outfits fit to a T with a picture he had in his room, and he had a farm. And he must have been and Brittany, if you're a CNA or you work with the elderly somehow, just gonna say you're carried. Okay, I was on point there. Okay. Brittany, yeah, so Brittany's a carried. I don't know if you know what that is, Sarah, but they
Yeah.
essentially go into nursing homes to take care of elderly people. Brittany, absolutely someone you took care of because you have good karma points for them, especially if you were particularly good to him.
Okay, so I do feel drawn to Brittany. I'm guessing this was a nursing home in his older age. Did he like to play chess and checkers? So I am seeing him. And did he sometimes wear glasses? Like these were thinner frame, and he liked to kind of perch it on his nose.
Well, she said that he was very religious and he always spoke of his horses. Sounds like everything pretty much matches. So I'm going to say Brittany is definitely for you.
Yes.
Yes, he loved board games, she said.
Okay, that's perfect. It's funny. He looked stern, but he just had when he smiled, his eyes would light up. He just wants to say to you, thank you for taking the time to get to know him, because where he's mentioning that sternness that a lot of people didn't really, they would come and like be polite with him, but never really. Yes, and then he would try and sneak them off.
Probably his glasses. Yeah.
That not a lot of people, like, they would be polite with him but didn't really seem like they want to get to know him, and he just wants to say thank you, because you were one that treated him. He says she treated me like a person. I wasn't just forgotten. I do maybe feel that his family might not have been able to visit as much as they could have or should have, is what I'm hearing from him. He's just saying that. So it's funny. So he's showing me, those like little cups of fruit and puddings.
Wow, look at this. Wait till you read this.
Oh,
Brittany said, what happened? She said that he, I didn't bring it over correctly. She said that I was with him when he passed, and that his entire, his family couldn't be there fast enough. And that's kind of what you just said just a second ago.
oh.
And sometimes, just gonna honor this, Sarah, because Brittany, that probably means that you have some death midwifery skills. So that means that you just kind of end up at the bedside of people that are passing, and you kind of hold their hand through that really scary moment. And it's just a moment, but it's a very special calling, much like a medium. And that's probably why he's so drawn to you, because you sort of held him through that moment. Just going to say it's a special calling of people that work with the elderly are often death midwives.
So I just want to quickly say, Brittany, when he passed, so what he is showing me is he's laying in his bed. I see the blanket pulled up, and I see you sitting beside him. Did he have, so I see like his Bible was kind of like laid on him, and I see you holding his hand, but did he have a cross or something in his hand? And you were there at his last breath. Oh, that is so. He's very
Uh
thankful for that. He is so thankful. Like he he's just letting you know that you're such a good person.
so it's probably a reason he came through just now, Brittany, just so you could get validation that death midwifery is an absolute calling. I was a death midwife. I am a death midwife. Walked many people through the end of the day. It's a very special calling. Um, so yeah, good job, Brittany. Follow that. Follow that call. Follow that call. Yes, very special.
He's nodding his head, and he says, she made me feel safe. He goes, I he just wants to say before he goes, I knew that I was going home to the Lord, and I wasn't scared, but she made it. He goes, I was a little bit scared, but she made it so I felt at peace. So he just wants to say thank you.
I think it's scary to
Oh,
most of us. It's just the
oh,
unknown, you know? So look at that. So he had his rosary in his hand. He asked for his rosary in his last moments. So
beautiful.
that's beautiful. That is just beautiful. I love readings like that, especially for people um especially for people that are that do special work like you, Brittany. Just gonna say.
Yes, thank
I think
you.
it's yeah. She said she sung to him and she's glad it helped. But
Oh,
yeah, see that's what I mean. Special people, there's special people in the world in case you lost hope for everything. There are lots of nurses out there that have big hearts and hopefully not actually, but that they have warm hearts and they will absolutely take care of your loved one in those last moments even if you can't be there.
yes, that's
So that's beautiful. Well done, Sarah. You've done such a great
you.
job today.
Thank
Well
you,
done.
everyone. I just want to say again, thank you so much to each and every one of you. I know that there's a lot of people here that would have loved the mini reading. Um, I believe I'm going live again this coming Tuesday.
Yeah, probably next week and we'll schedule
Yeah.
it soon. Did
Um,
you ever find a connection for that Bob or Robbie guy, the name that kept coming through, Bob or Robbie?
no,
Because I
is
thought it was kind of strange that this person appeared in my YouTube.
oh, look at this, Bob Robert.
I thought it was a little strange and I was
Okay,
like,
so
huh.
I'm just gonna recap who because who knows, maybe it wasn't even his name.
Maybe you're just a little late. Are you still here, Bob? Are you still here? Bob, are you still here in YouTube? He's in YouTube. That's what that little red symbol means.
Yeah.
I don't know if he
So
is. He could be.
definitely,
He
if
says he's
you're
here.
okay, so I'll just quickly give you a recap.
Just tell us if this is matches somebody you know.
So, how he's showing me, he comes in, he's wearing a white t-shirt. The sleeves were kind of ripped off, so it looks more like a tank. He has mullet style hair. It's a lighter brown, a little bit different lighting. It kind of could look darker, but it was more lighter. It was slightly curly. He had a thin mustache, blue eyes. He loved the air guitar, drumming. He loved rock and roll. He goes, I love rock and roll. So um, he had an easygoing personality. He did. He does show me him driving an older Ford truck. So this truck, it was a Robin's, kind of a big between Robin's egg and baby blue, and it had white side paneling on the box. Um, I do believe that he kind of lived out in the country area. So I'm seeing a house in the background, a long driveway. And when he drove out, he liked to just hit the gas where the point where there's dust billowing in the back. And he thought it was the funniest thing ever. He did give me the name Robert or Bob. So
He did.
I'm not too sure if it was.
So you're not sure who this is right now, Bob,
I
but
don't
I'm just
recognize
gonna
this
say
person. Okay.
it's
No,
happened to
fair enough.
me. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We just were wondering because you came in with the name Bob Robert, and that's pretty much what Sarah said a little bit earlier at the beginning. So it could be somebody that you're not thinking of at this time. But it's okay if you think of it later. We don't know his name. We just know that it was attached to Bob or Robbie. We just know that that's the only name that we got so far, and that's happens to be your screen name. So that's why it was a little strange. But that's pretty much the information that she got. I think that sounds like everything. It was earlier. You're welcome to rewind it and listen.
Definitely. Hollis, is it okay if I bring one more through?
Sure.
Okay. So I do have an older lady stepping forward. She's very polite. She goes, "Oh, am I late? Am I late?" So the way I can describe her, and I feel that she says that her grandchildren said that she looked like this character. So I don't know if anyone's seen the cartoon Courage the Cowardly Dog. The one main character on there, she's an older lady with white hair that was curly and glasses, and she's this lovely lady that's stepping forward. She goes, I was told I look like Mabel from there. She's plumper, her words. She loved to garden. She's showing me that she did have a vegetable garden that she says that she used to win prizes for. So I do believe that she would take her vegetables. I'm hearing the word farmer's market. She did also have a lovely flower bed as well. She did have a bunch of rose bushes. A lot of in her flower bed, she would like to keep them like more of the wild flowers, so long, tall. She is showing me her wearing a dress. So this dress that she's wearing, it's a navy blue with little tiny pink polka dots. Like you would have to go up really close to see the pink polka dots. Sorry. She smells like baby powder. I it's like a almost like a baby powder vanilla smell. She does have glasses. Hers are a darker frame. Um, they kind of go like straight on top and then with like the down. She did like to do a lot of like crafts. She's showing me her doing knitting, and then she's also showing me that in her spare time she liked to color. And I see those like the adult coloring books like with the mandolins. She liked to do intricate color patterns with these. Would anybody be able to resonate with her? She does show me that she's wearing a necklace. She says that she got it as a gift. It looks like a tree of life. And then again, with the family stones, like the birthstones. I do believe that she is a mother. She's making me aware. She shows me 3 girls and a boy. She's not showing me their ages. I just heard 3 girls and a boy. She was also known for her goods, particularly her different types of squares. And I keep hearing the term Apple Betty and lemon squares.
Morgan is saying that this sounds like her grandmother, Mama.
Oh, okay.
Yep, Morgan, we can see them. I make them appear. You can see it in the thing right now, right? You can see your comment in there, right, Morgan?
So how she's letting me know, she says that she was told she gives the best hugs. Like when she were to hug you, you just like kind of engulfed in her and you felt warm and safe.
Morgan's saying thank you. I don't know if we're like validating that we can see the pictures or if whatever you're saying.
I do feel like I might be drawn to Morgan.
She's validating saying yes. Absolutely, she says.
When you were little, did you do baking with your mama? So she is showing me her in the kitchen, and I see a little girl. This little girl would have had her hair in it almost looks like French braids, like that start from the top and then back. Oh, the tree. Oh, okay. I had the Tree of Life necklace. Oh, that's sweet. She's showing me this little girl standing on a stool, and she's trying to roll out the dough, and there's just flour kind of like everywhere. And
it's like they baked a lot. Yeah.
She's saying that she's saying, and I also get the sense that, the kids like being around her, because where the other adults would be like, oh, you're making a mess. She would just laugh, like, oh, they're kids. That's what they're supposed to do. She's just saying that she loves you so very much. I know that when she passed, it tore a big hole in your heart, but she says, I'm still there. She goes, I like, because she kind of sits up a little bit straighter, and she goes, you know what? She goes, I never left you. There should be no hole. She's saying that, she goes, and you passed down my baking and what I taught you. Okay. Oh, that's so sweet. She's just wanting you to keep her traditions, and to just, she goes, life is too short for, she said, grumpiness and gray clouds. She goes, just smile, have fun, and let kids be kids. They're only little once. Do you have children, Morgan?
Well, she said, I have her recipes. I think she's making reference to sort of honoring her legacy. Yeah, that's beautiful.
That's
beautiful. Well done, Sarah. You're really good, Sarah. You're really good. And Sarah's, Morgan says, I do. She has 2 kids.
Your mama is saying that you are an exceptional mother, and she's proud of you. So it's kind of funny, because I know you already mentioned the 2 granddaughters and grandson, but she's focusing on you, and I keep seeing, it's like a switch. So like I see 2 boys, and then I see a boy and a girl. So I'm not too sure if you have 2 boys now and a possible girl on the way, or if it's a boy,
or
girl,
or a gender variant child. Just
gonna
say
true. That's very true.
Gender bending child. Maybe you don't even know yet. Maybe she's trying to prepare you.
She is just saying, she goes, I'm very proud of the woman that you are. And she goes, she reminds me of me. She has that sweetness about her, and to never let anyone dampen your sweetness. She just wants you to know that, she is very much still around you. She likes to be there when you're baking and using her recipes. I see her watching you, so I feel like she's sitting at like a kitchen table, or if you have stools at your counter, but I see her sitting there and she's there. So just, I really need to hear this. I have been missing her. I have 2 girls right now. Okay.
I'm just laughing, Morgan. I'm like, I can imagine you coming back in 6 months and going, so one of my kids is all of a sudden saying that they're a boy. And we'll be like, well, your grandma did try to tell you.
She is letting you know that she goes, your children are lovely. Is one of them a little bit more stubborner than the other? I see this little girl, and she has this like way of like putting her arms and like kind of this little scowl on her face and tapping her foot when she's mad. But she just says,
Impatient.
"Oh, don't worry, hon. She'll grow out of it." And she just wants to say she's so proud of you and everything you do, and she loves you very, very much. I just want to say thank you.
Well, that's very beautiful. That's a beautiful reading. Well done, Sarah. Well done. It's beautiful to see you do readings like this for people, just like this. It's a really beautiful thing to watch readings happen, whether it's for you or not. I think Nickel's asking, who can you tell who my guides are? We can. They're probably the spirits that have passed on that are around you. And one of the greatest ways to find out and connect, is it takes a lot of energy to do mediumship, to be honest with you. It takes energy, and that's why we like to do private readings, and we prefer if you so we would love to have you. I gotta ban somebody. Please, please hold while I ban somebody. So, but just so you know, like, oops, that's not what I meant to do. Yeah, I'm trying to block them. But so here it is. This is how it works, my friends. Like, you don't want to get these people that like just randomly say that they're called to you or they message you. Those are scammers. They are scammers. And then they'll tell you, oh, send your money as a gift on PayPal so I don't have to pay the fee. And then they will never give you a reading. Okay. Or they'll give you some half-assed reading. And it's really, that's why Psychic Insights exists, so that you can be confident where you're spending your money. And if you're spending, whatever on a reading, that you get the reading. And that it happens, it's recorded for you. Sarah will record it for you in your personal private Zoom room, and we'll send it to you afterwards. Okay. So that's pretty much how it works. And, just so you know, that Psychic Insights I run Psychic Insights. I'm sort of the owner, manager, host, whatever you want to call me. I'm not sure what my role is. But that's what it's about, because I can't stand watching people get scammed. Nothing drives me crazier. And I just feel bad for y'all. I'm like, So Nickel, if you're trying to find out who your guides are, or you're hoping to get a reading, just book with Sarah private. It's worth it. See it as like, what did Brittany call it over earlier? A soul massage. A soul massage. So that's really what we're doing tonight, and I hope that you guys were able to enjoy this and be part of this with us. And I hope that you were able to, for those that did get readings, maybe you can post in the group a little what your experience was like, some feedback. We appreciate that too. And we look forward to hearing from you. We will be live again. I'll be live this weekend, I think on Sunday night, and Sarah will be live on Tuesday. And I think Jamie Angel will be live on Thursday. And I don't think Cheryl Coe's picked a day yet, but you can look for the announcements for being live on whatever page that you're following us on. We'll try to make sure we announce it. Okay. All right.
Again, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has joined us, and thank you for trusting me in bringing your loved ones through. I just want to say thank you to your loved ones as well. And also, when Hollis said about scammers, the one big thing that I saw was common, that a lot of them will tell you your loved one's trapped and you need to send money for a spell. No, they're not. Don't believe that. Don't. And what these people do, that's horrendous. And honestly, just please don't ever fall for that. Your loved ones are not trapped. They're not in pain. So don't ever think that. And I really wish that people who say that would understand the impact that they do. And I'm here. I just want to say I'm here to help. So thank you again for trusting me into bringing you close and saying hello again. I appreciate each and every one of you.
All right, my
Sorry
friends.
about that.
All right, my friends.
Bye.
Have a good night. See you next time.
Good night. Bye.
Are you seeking guidance on your spiritual journey? Need help with a vexing problem? Missing a loved one and looking for answers? Look no further than Psychic Insights, a small trusted psychic service offering mediums, psychics, and spiritual coaching. This service is managed by Hollis Taylor, a gifted psychic medium, astrologer, and a compassionate coach. We are dedicated to helping you navigate your spiritual awakening. At Psychic Insights, we provide medium readings and psychic insight to help you plan for tomorrow and make choices for today. Find the support you need, compassionate grief coaching, and astrological insights to help you spiritually grow and transform. Our professional services include well-managed schedules, recorded sessions, and reliable psychic mediums ready to facilitate your transformational experience. Discover more at psychicinsights.life.